Okay, I wanted to run this little video. I'm doing a chiffon skirt on one of my little cute dresses for one of my little girls. And this is time consuming, but doesn't require a whole lot of brain power. It's just time consuming. But one of the things I do is I lay the piece out flat on a on a flat surface like a dining room table or floor, but not on carpet, flat, and get my line up, and I put my pins in. And as you can see here, I'm putting my pins in so that they don't go all the way through to the seam, but almost. I've always had a major problem of getting over sewing over pins because they mark an important part for me. So this is how I get around that. And basically what I do is I sew over where the pin has marked it, but since the pin doesn't go all the way through, I'm not getting the needle involved with it happening to hit the pin. Just keep going like this. The other technique that I'm using here to help me with this is I'm letting the machine feed. I'm not trying to pull it or stretch it or anything, because all that'll do is make this buckle. I'm going to insert a picture here of what this seam looks like when I'm finished, unpressed. And you're going to see the value of using this. It's kind of laborious and time consuming, I'm not going to lie to you. But when you get ready to sew chiffon, this is a surefire technique that always works, in which your seam won't be rippling like this. So here we go. I'm just letting the machine feed it in at its own speed. All I'm doing is guiding it right through here. Every once in a while a pin falls out because this stuff is like sewing on air. But you can see how I'm going over the pin, and yet the pin is not entering into the mechanism of the serger or the sewing machine. And I'll do this, use this technique, whenever I need like satin or something like that, whenever I need to mark my seams this close like this, because believe it or not, I'm not on the straight of the grain here. The piece was cut like this, so I'm on a little bit of a bias. So as I finish up, pull that back, all the way down, and there we go. And that's how I finish off. Okay, here I am back, and I've finished sewing up all my seams. The next thing I like to do is I like to turn this on the wrong side, and I want to lightly just fold, I mean not even press it, but just fold the seams here one way. I find it works better than if I do it on the right side and press it hard. This does better. I'm going to be honest with you. I have a fabulous iron here. This is a Reliable i300, I think. I have a picture of it and I'll insert it here. But this goes a long way toward making this process, this delicate process, easy as possible. I'm going to barely even touch this, but I can just steam it, and look at how that pressing. Those creases just come right out. It just lays over. Love it to the side. And this is what I do all the way around. Then I'll come back on top. That was the center back seam. So everything presses to center back. Once I finish doing this, then I'll come back in the front and do a little bit harder press. the part that makes this really the easiest is this excellent iron. It's it's worth it to have something that steams like this. This is almost like a steamer and iron. It works off of a boiler. Okay, let me finish this. I'll be right back. Okay, the way this dress has been designed is that there are 3 layers of chiffon, which have all been pressed beautifully, and they hang gorgeously. They're all together. These will go over a gorgeous layer of white charmeuse. So I'm going to put all this together and show you what it looks like. Here we are with the skirt, and I've got all 3 layers here of the chiffon. This is going to be so beautiful. And then I've got my wonderful little layer underneath. But what I wanted you to see is the seam. Let me see if I can pull this around. Here is the seam. And I wanted you to look at this, because when it hangs naturally, you cannot see it's pulling at all. And laying it flat, feeding it through your machine or your serger, and lightly steaming it, just folding it over, makes this seam come out beautiful. Okay? Enjoy.